Hi guys, Connor here with Study Skills, and this is lecture 5 of section 2, the What to Learn section. And in this lecture, we're going to go through something extremely important, and it is basically creating your answers. So once you have your questions from section 4 that we've gone through, then you need to create the answers to those questions. And oftentimes it's not very easy to get the answers that you need to give you 100%. So we're going to go through methods of how to do that in this lecture. And here's the basic idea. If you're going to be learning an answer to a question, guys, then you should make sure that the answer you learn is going to get you 100% for that particular question. Now that may seem obvious, but for most subjects, except maybe mathematics and the sciences, students never study the answers that will give them full marks. In fact, most students don't even know what is required of them to get 100% from a question. So if you don't know what's required of you, how can you possibly get 100%? Again, it seems obvious, but it's something that teachers and students overlook all the time. So I've written down just some resources that you can use to get started of how to get the answers to the questions. Now, the first is quite obvious, it's your textbook. Now, the reason you have textbooks is your textbooks should have all the information in them that could be asked of you in your exams. Now, instead of going through your textbook and having to learn the whole thing, which is really a long, arduous and impossible activity, what you're going to do is you're going to use your textbook very skillfully. And what I want you to do is, once you have an answer or a question, then you can go through your textbook and pick out the most relevant information that's going to get you 100% in that question. Now, how do you know if a question is 100% correct? We're going to come to that, but before we do, let's go through the rest of the resources. Your second resource, again, is very obvious. It's your teacher. Usually your teacher is going to have resources and the knowledge of how to answer a question in the best way. How do you get 100% in this question? So your teacher is going to be very, very beneficial to you if you can use him or her to your advantage. Now, most students don't know how to ask their teacher questions, so we're going to go over that as well. A private tutor can also be a very valuable resource, as they can give you the answers because they often know the marking scheme of a particular subject, so they know exactly what is required. Then you have special answer handbooks. Now, there are some subjects in the Leaving Cert where they give you can actually purchase special handbooks that give you sample answers, and in those sample answers they will be 100% answers. So if you just copy down those answers and you learn those from the questions that you create, then you can be very confident going into your exam that you have the answer that you need. Finally, there are a variety of websites that give out sample answers, and the one that I have here is called eexamit.ie. This website is an excellent website, and when you buy your exam papers, some of them will be linked to eExamit, and in this site they give you sample answers where you can copy or you can mold your own answers from to give you the 100%. So again, that website is excellent, and there are other websites which give you sample answers. And those are just 5 of the resources that will get you started on how to get your answers to the questions that you've gathered. So once you've formulated an answer for a particular question, you're going to need to refine it until it's good enough to get you 100%. So usually when you write down an answer to a question, it's not going to be 100% correct. And this is where you need your teacher at school or a tutor to revise your answer with you. Now, the great thing about your teacher is they will have a fantastic subject knowledge, and the same is said for a private tutor. They have fantastic subject knowledge, so they're going to be able to tell you what you need to get or what your answer needs to be to get 100% from any question. Now remember, it's very, very important again that if you are learning answers, then you should make sure that they are going to give you 100%. Otherwise, you're just losing marks for no reason. So like I said, when you have your answers, give them to your teacher or your tutor and ask them to correct your answers and ask them, what else do I need to put in here, or what do I need to take out, or what do I need to change in order to get 100% for this question. Alright, so let's just sum all that up. Once you've gathered your questions, which we covered in the last lecture, you now need to get the resources available to you to formulate answers to those questions. Good places to start are your textbook, your teacher, your tutor, an answer handbook if there's one available, or from some websites that provide sample answers. And the example I gave you was the eexamit.ie website. Then, once you have an answer, you need to make sure that you consult with somebody who knows the marking scheme. And this is usually going to be, like I said, your teacher or a tutor. And they can tell you if your answer will get you 100% marks in that particular question. Remember, only learn answers that are going to get you 100%. I know I keep coming back to it, but it's extremely important, because if you're going to be learning something, you may as well learn the thing that gets you the most marks. And basically, guys, that's it. Once you have your answers, now it's simply a case of learning them. And here you're going to use the techniques from the How to Learn section. And this way, not only will you be learning what you need to learn to get 100%, but you're also going to be doing it super fast. So you're not going to have to do all that mundane reciting, reading and writing, or whatever it is that you used to do to learn. You're just going to be learning very laser focused specific answers that are directly correlated with questions that you're going to be asked in your exams. Okay, so that was the lecture 5 on the What to Learn section, and that kind of wraps up that whole section. So in the next lecture, we're just going to go through a kind of conclusion of the whole course, bring everything together, and then you're going to have that for your reference to come back to whenever you want.